Hello, hello. Um, Excuse any background noise. I wanted to do an update. I have not done an update in such a long time. Hair's looking crazy. Haven't done an update in a long time. It was supposed to be like, what, 3 weeks ago? Life has been very crazy for the past 3 weeks. Lack of sleep, patience, just trying to remain purposeful, um, and just trying to endure the things that happen in life that you either have no control over or God kind of wants you to do otherwise than what you would want to do. So, anyways, as you can see, I have gained the little bit of weight that I lost. I gained it all back, and possibly a couple of pounds. It kind of depends because my weight fluctuates when I ovulate. So that's happening like yesterday, today ish. So a little bit of weight gain from that. And so I started at 285, got down to 274. That's what transpired throughout the water slash intermittent fasting slash intuitive eating. And so that happened. And now, last I checked the scale, I'm fluctuating between 287 and 291. So, yeah, that's what's going on. I'm just gonna just be honest, and because this journey has just been really difficult for me. Not difficult because I can't do it, just difficult in trying to balance it. So, you know, everybody has those things that they do that they really shouldn't do. That's kind of you treat yourself, but you punish yourself at the same time. It's a mental thing, if that makes sense. And so, for me, that's food. I'm frustrated. I'm aggravated. Just no, just gonna eat something that's really yummy that makes me happy, and usually that's not something healthy, but it's something that's gonna have all those chemicals going. So that being the case, that's what I've been doing lately. Just being comfortable. I have gone to the gym once this past week and ordered some sports braziers, but I ordered some clothing so that I'll be able to actually go to the gym and feel comfortable and feel confident and not feel discomfort after going to the gym from wearing normal clothing. And just forgive me for saying because it's just like I really don't even want to do this video, and I hope that it even uploads decent. I hope that it doesn't like do an awkward face on there because I only get like 3 choices or something, and all of them apparently are very awkward. Like I miss the old school days where you get to pick everything and choose everything, or maybe it's still that way and I'm just so far behind that I haven't figured out how to do it. Not techie. But nonetheless, so I'm at my house today. I'm like no longer have nursing for my son. Long story. But we had wonderful nursing. And so now I no longer have nursing, which makes things more difficult as well because I don't have night nursing. I don't have day nursing. So my son needs to be turned every 2 hours at night. And then he's homeschooled online currently, which gives a lot of freedom and room for doctor's appointments. If I wanted to visit family, I'll be able to visit family. And just needing to get up and go or do something, I'm able to do that with the online schooling. However, it means he's at home. And so, I love him to pieces, but so my husband works in the day, and I try not to make it where he has to get up too much at night, but even he's getting short on his sleep at night because we're both kind of sharing it. I don't want to say 50-50, but it's almost like that because he's putting him to bed and then I'm staying up very late turning him, then either setting alarms to turn him continuously after I actually go to sleep, which is usually 2 a.m. going to sleep, set an alarm to turn him at 4 a.m. My husband's up at 6 a.m. getting him dressed. So he got him ready at 8 o'clock at night. I stay up until anywhere from 2 to 4. And then 6. I'm just starting to get into a sleep, and my husband's up and I can hear everybody talking and whatever, and then I'm somewhat awake listening to hear what's going on, and then my husband has to ask me a few questions that he didn't ask me the night before, or he did but he's just making sure, and whatever, and I'm answering questions. 6 a.m., 7 a.m., whatever time it is that he's getting ready to go out the door. Then my son is going to need me coming into the 8 or 9 o'clock hour, depending. Sometimes he is very independent. He's 12 years old now, and I thank God for it. He's a miracle. He's a blessing. And so he'll take care of himself for a few hours, sometimes 3, sometimes longer. And I'm like, you should have called me because I need to help you with some things that you need help with. But it's a blessing either way. He's just blossomed so much, and he's doing so well. So I'm trying to think, as far as the infertility goes. We have a infertility consult coming up on the 11th. So today is the 5th, March 5th, and we have a consult on March 10th, actually. March 10th is our fertility consult. We've been there before, and previously the last person that we saw, he was like a good old boy, and he wasn't interested in actually figuring out anything. It was just like bang bang, let's get you pregnant. I know what I'm doing because I've gotten 1,000 women pregnant. And so it's like, oh, that's nice. However, we need to actually figure out what's like actually the problem. And so, like for me, everything, I've had a baby before. Everything was normal with that pregnancy. My cycle's normal. Everything has been always normal. I know that I ovulate. I know when I ovulate. So it's kind of like common sense would tell you that you probably need to shift your focus. So nonetheless, we're doing it on our own. My husband set up his urology appointment. So that's the 11th. My appointment is, well, not my, but our appointment together for endocrinology, reproductive endocrinology, is the 10th. And so we're going to go and explain to them that we would like to know what the problem is. Like, and if my weight is actually a problem, because I'm trying to get back to at least pre-pregnancy weight, which was 260. I am 30 pounds heavier, but my cycles have not changed. Nothing has changed. If anything, my cycles actually have gotten better since I gained 30 pounds. Because previously I would have like 7 days of flow. Like, who wants that? Mind you, it was light, but it was still 7 whole days, and that was ill. And so now I only have 4 or 5 days. So it's like, I'm just like, I don't like everything just being chalked up to my weight, even though I know being healthier, being at a better weight and being more mindful of how I'm eating and what I'm putting into my body is going to benefit me in the future. It's going to make me healthier. But as of right now, I don't have any health issues concerning my weight. Does my weight put me at higher risk? Yes, it does put me at higher risk. But however, I'm not heavier. As you can tell, I'm like totally glazed over, sleepy, tired. Just not my bubbly self. I've been trying to pep back up, but it hasn't happened just yet. So hoping in the next week or so I will feel better. As far as what we tried last month, on my part, I did a bunch of different vitamins, and so I think I want to call out a few of them because I'm just kind of rambling and I have no clue who's ever going to watch this video. But nonetheless, I'm going to just say it for the purpose of, I know how many times I've watched videos and wanted to know, okay, what happened? You didn't follow up, at least follow up 2 months later. Like, it's been 2 years. So the follow up for last month is we ordered some at home products online where we can try on at home, so we won't have to pay like a lot of the extra funds that we, even though we have it allocated for trying to conceive, we would like to kind of bulk it in the event that we have to do IVF. Or I want, if we get pregnant, I want to do either a home birth or a birthing center. And I'm not entirely sure. I'm not entirely sure about a birthing center with my current insurance, but I know that my current insurance does not cover a midwife, and so that's a problem for me because I don't want. There's nothing wrong with a gynecologist. However, I want a personal experience when delivering my child. I don't want to just do it in the hospital. No, that's not for me. I want it to be very relaxing, very peaceful, and if I can do it at home, I would rather do it at home. But if not, then a birthing center in a very peaceful atmosphere where I'm not being treated like, a cattle going in labor. Like, no, like I don't want no cow pitocin. I'm not even going to go all the way there. I'm just going to stop right here and say that. So we've ordered some things online, legal, totally legal stuff, but we ordered some things online, and we tried last month. We didn't actually do it correctly in a sense, so this time, which we just did it yesterday, it was way better. And so we did that. We used Instead cup after the fact, and then also last that was this month we used the Instead cup. Last month we didn't do that. We just gave it a shot in the dark. I was using a new fertility monitor. It was trying to say I ovulated on this day. My fertility tracker said I ovulated on this day, which was cycle day 13. 12 or 13 is what both of them were saying. But the truth is I didn't do enough ovulation predictor kits along with that. And had I done that, because my ovulation predictor kit said negative during those days that it was saying that I should have ovulated, my ovulation predictor kit was not positive. And so we did I don't want to call it procedure, but we did the, at home trying. And I'll give more details if we are actually successful, because my thing is, it's no sense in putting out all this information, and especially if it's taking time for me to upload it and it's not successful. So I want to tell what we did when it is actually successful, so it would be a benefit, because there's nothing worse than someone saying like, I'm going to do this, or I want to do this, or you should do this, and it hasn't proven to work for them. It's a waste of time, and possibly a waste of your money. So nonetheless, what did we do? Last month I did red clover. I did conception prenatal vitamin that has Vitex and inositol. I did inositol. Inositol, between inositol and one of my vitamins, between inositol or maybe when my estrogen level goes up, I get dizziness. Like if I turn to the left, everything's spinning and I get vertigo, and I'm just like, like what's going on? But I guess it's just my hormones picking up to the point where I can like literally just go off balance, because my body is just like, whoa, we're not used to this much hormones or something. I don't know. Nonetheless, thank God that I have insurance, and I'm going to go check out everything, make sure I haven't messed nothing up. I don't think that I have, but I just want to double check. I'm taking a lot of vitamin C. Not after ovulation, but before ovulation, I'm taking probably about anywhere from 1,000 to 2,000 milligrams of vitamin C. Also, there's vitamin C in, nope, that's the only thing with vitamin C in it. I'm taking Geritol, the liquid. Gross. But that's what I took when I conceived my son, Geritol. And also, so Geritol, inositol, I took last month for sure. I took some this month, but not as much, not as heavy, because I didn't want that spinning feeling, even though I still got it. So I'm not really sure which vitamin is giving me that. This month, I'm just mixing all this up. It's so terrible. Let's just talk about this month because last month just it's gone. It didn't work. So let's just talk about this month. This month I did Geritol, a cupful a day. Um, I did vitamin C, 1,000 milligrams to 2,000 milligrams a day. I did folic acid. Folic acid has been known to cause twinning, and the whole goal this month, let me just say that the whole goal this month was to have multiple eggs released, so that way, you know, more targets. Not saying that I want all of them to stick by any means, but more so just for one healthy one to be able to progress. So I did probably 5,000 milligrams of folic acid a day, and that's between taking the pills and what's folic acid that's already inside the Geritol, I believe. And then also I took Ublinqual. No, it's the one that's more downgraded than that one. I'm probably gonna have to do a video of what I took. Nonetheless, a lot of vitamins, a lot of money. All of it's good stuff for you, regardless if you conceive or not. It's healthier for you. Um, I had I had somewhat more energy, but it's hard to really base anything when you're so sleep deprived. So I've been able to survive being so sleep deprived. Some days I'm only getting 2 hours of sleep. So, and that's not deep sleep. That's broken pieces of sleep. Um, and then oh, the most important thing that I did this cycle, that I haven't done in a long, long, long time, was I took soy isoflavoids and flavonoids. I need to probably look at the word. I took soy. Soy iso is what you'll see online if you're looking it up. And I know this video is long and I might just have to like fast forward it. But I took soy and I took 150 milligrams the first day. And then the next 4 days, I took 250 milligrams because that's how my pills were. They were 50 milligrams a piece. And so I wasn't going to take that much, but then I thought to myself, I've taken soy before. I think I only took 100 milligrams previously or something like that. I didn't take a whole lot. And it really didn't do anything but like it was just weird. It just ended up being a weird cycle or two. I think I did it 2 cycles and it just ended up being weird. So I gave up on it. And then also the timing of intercourse was not proper. So this month, what I did was I just kind of scheduled everything to the T as far as just making sure that we got the window of actual ovulation. So I did the testing of OPKs. When I got my positive, I got 2 positives, and that was because I tested again in the evening of cycle day 14. Then I tested again in the morning on cycle day 15. And that being the case, I was able to track, oh, I'm about to ovulate within the next 24 to 48 hours. I need to do this. And so because of that, I feel like this is going to be a more successful cycle, because many cycles we've just been hitting in the dark, and not purposely, but more so like my husband, he does not get how time sensitive it is, especially if in fact there's more of an issue on his side than my side. We really need to kind of line things up and flow into it, if that makes sense. Like a lot of times when you're young, it happens by accident because you're just having a good time. But when you get older and you're so stretched so thin, those good times are getting rare, where it's just a good time. And instead you have to be more purposeful, because there's things that are just more important once you hit a certain age or hit a certain point of maturity, where you're not just driven by your senses as much. So I think that's everything. So we did all that last night, and we shall see what has come out of it. But I did the soy iso cycle this cycle. hoping to get back into some type of at least intuitive eating where, you know, I'm being mindful in my eating and taking better care of myself in that way, and just trying to de-stress because lately I've just been getting so stressed. You know, the enemy is always trying to come in and I don't want to say mess with your mind because my mind is very strong. So I know what God is saying and I know what I want. However, others have an issue with that sometimes, and sometimes it's the ones that are closest to you that you have the biggest fight with. And for me, that would be my husband or my son, or, you know, someone who I love so dearly. And it's just like, hold on, y'all, we have to live together, we have to coexist.